Welcome to the studio. Today I got two missions, finishing a song and at the same time showcase like something that I've been using for a while. It includes AI, machine learning, and it basically does chords and melodies for you in a way like having someone come over to your studio and play it for you. It's perfect for music producers, musicians that don't have a clue about music theory and still want to make music. For me, it's more a creative tool to break with certain habits. I tend to play like similar chord progressions. I tend to play similar melodies. And by having something that suggests you in a very intelligent way things to try out, it really is an inspirational tool for me. So yeah, let's get started. I never thought something like this would even be possible.
Can't help but take it farther. I'm breathing underwater.
So I loaded up Logic, Underwater, the song that I'm working on right now, and let's maybe play it first as it is, because you might know that there is like a little problem with that kind of song.
Drowning in the feeling, can't help but take it farther. I'm breathing underwater.
It sounds too much like Sunglasses at Night. I'm trying to get the rights for it. I don't even know if I need to get them, but just to be sure and not get sued once it's released, I'm trying to get them. Once I get them, the song will be released. But I'm also trying to maybe like try out different melodies. I like this one, so I don't really want to change it, but it's good to try out alternatives and see if I can come up with anything better. And this new plugin is really perfect to come up with new melodies. I've loaded like 2 instances already. I got here 2 piano tracks. And I've loaded it in as a MIDI effect. I don't know if every DAW can do this, but Logic can. So you have an effect that triggers the MIDI, which is perfect for things like this. You can also use it as a standalone version program. You can also use it as a normal plugin. But this gives me the advantage that I can choose which sound it will actually play. So I can, for example, use a nice piano. So this right here is pretty nice, good sound. And what you hear is already not triggered by any of my MIDI. If I zoom in here, there's nothing on that track. It's all triggered by this plugin. It's called Orb Composer, and it consists of Orb chords or melody. I'll show that later. But let's start with the Orb Chords plugin. So this plugin is really easy, straightforward. You can pick any key. Let's maybe go with E. Scale, major, minor, and the ones that I never use and probably no one else that does anything else than classic music. So let's maybe pick minor. Time signature, of course, 4/4. Bars, 4 is fine. And chord progressions, they're all labeled. You can pick any of them, and it's kind of sorted by styles and moods. So let's maybe pick Epic. And there you go. That's how you make chords. You already know the key, so you could play any other note that fits to that key on top. But then like this part right here is where it gets really, really interesting. You can choose, for example, to make it more complex. You can choose the octaves up or down. You can change the spread of the notes. And it's all directly changed right here in the MIDI. You can change the bar length. And if you hit right here, just get new MIDIs randomly with the settings you've set up. You can just hit it multiple times. And you see it even starts to play you rhythms. So for example, that one is too high, so I can just lower the octave. And it's too hectic for me, so I can make it less dense. which is really fascinating. Let's maybe pick another sound. Let's maybe go for like a pad kind of sound. Actually, I like that one. That's like very old school, progressive, dreamy. So let's maybe stick with this chord progression and open in another instance, another one, or melody, for example, and it does the same just for melodies instead of chords. Those two are linked, so whatever key you set in one of them, the other one will follow, so it will always fit. There will be never like something clashing. So it's really good again for people that don't have a clue about music theory. You can't make anything wrong. So let's just hit it right here and see what it comes up with. It's a little too dense, so let's dial that down. Maybe give it less human touch, complexity up. Let's see. And once you have something that you like, you can just drag and drop your MIDI into your DAW and adjust it. I mean, the chords, it usually gets chords really, really good because they're way less complex. Melodies, it can hint you into a direction and give you like the notes that fit to the chords that you picked so that you can just move them around, change them a little. For example, these are a little too long for me. So you could maybe let them play a rhythm down here. And this way get closer to something that is usable. Like the main melody thing, it isn't capable at the moment to write you a huge hit. It kind of makes it in a random way that works and fits. And it comes sometimes up with like little melodies in between, like certain notes and like jumps from notes that are really interesting and really catchy. But in my opinion, you always still have to tweak it. But when it comes to the chords, it really just works. So you got already the foundation of the song there. And there are of course also arps, which works just fantastic. Also here, same functions. You can again give it like parameters and let it do something randomly. You see, there's always something in there that is really, really interesting. Like this, for example, like 80% I don't like, but then like those three up there, really nice. There's also one for basses that is more doing grooves, and you can use all of them together. You could make your entire song just with it. This might be like an interesting challenge one day. Again, for chords, really good. Basses or arpeggiators, it works. Main melodies, you really have to tweak because it doesn't have the understanding of like how to make something catchy and simple and repetitive enough. Like the main chord that makes every kind of song stick in your head, it can't do it, at least not yet. Or you have to hit a lot of randomized MIDIs and maybe hit one by chance. it's easier to construct. But for everything else, for inspiration, for people that really don't know how to do it themselves, this is really perfect. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're interested in that plugin, I'll link it down below. If you're interested in actually learning music theory, I made a video on how music producers can make music without knowing music theory. It teaches you the very, 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 very basics. If you watch it afterwards, you will be able to make music and play around and make it in a correct way. So yeah, go check that out if you're interested. It's an old one. It's not like, it's not up to par quality, but the information in there is still very valid. And let me know if you think this is the future, how music will be made. Because if this gets even more intelligent and more complex, it might be able to make melodies better than humans and make them in a way where they're the most addictive to humans. I mean, if you just analyze all of the hit songs and try to come up with a formula, you could have like instant hit melodies. Or maybe someone could use something like this and just leave it working and creating melodies day and night, and just like copyright protect all of them and this way destroy the music market. I don't know, but it's interesting. Thanks all for watching. See you tomorrow again here in the studio.